to do. If you want to put me on a phone, I despise that with my entire being. I am good at knocking doors. I'm good at the one-on-one conversations. I despise being on the phone. So pick the thing that works best for you, and just know if you have any concerns, questions, whatnot, ask your candidate, let them know your comfort level. I would always take as the candidate, I would always take the newest person out with me, because I wanted them to, one, feel safe, and two, to know that they're not alone.
Good advice.
And remember, everyone, well, a lot of people get paid on Fridays or whatever. Victoria's running for office. Steve is on crowdfunded here, and I'm not telling you to spend your money on things you can't afford, but if you can help them.
Yeah. Yes. Please, please, please. Thank you, Fish.
I'm gonna drop down because I got a headache.
I love you, buddy. Talk to you soon, man. Be safe out there, okay? Thanks, man.
I saw the comments, a couple people saying that it is unsafe to knock doors. That is the exception to the rule. That is not the rule. 30%, you're only going to have a 30% rate of people opening the door for you. So one, you're likely not going to talk to a lot of people. And two, if you do end up in a dangerous situation, there was only one dangerous situation that one candidate in my district ended up in when she was knocking doors with her partner, her canvassing partner, and there was a pew-pew when they answered the door. That was one time, and it wasn't a threat or anything like that. Most people just don't answer the doors. You're right. I am always making the joke. I'm like, what are you watching on Netflix? You know, that kind of thing. Tennessee was where this happened. Guys, I don't answer the door 95% of the time. If I don't know who you are, I'm checking that camera. Again, you can make a huge difference canvassing, and you don't just canvass doors. I canvass at farmers markets where I wear my shirt and I have a slush fund of, I put aside maybe $50 to buy things from the farmer's market, and I talk to people as I'm walking through. That is a great way to do it. So it's not just canvassing doors. You'll canvass in community events. I will be at the Jack this weekend in Lynchburg. Jack Daniels is hosting a barbecue festival. I will be in a tent, with a little booth, and I will be talking to thousands of people. So, and do what you feel safe to do. That is the biggest thing. What are you good at? If you are good at writing postcards and you love doing that, absolutely do that. If you are good at taking phone calls, do that. You can sign up to TextBank. You can sign up to Canvas. You can say, you know what, I just would rather work the booth with the candidate. But here's the thing. Canvassing means you get one-on-one time with the candidate. That was the most one-on-one time that I would get with my constituents. And a lot of people really enjoyed that. I love being able to chit chat. Like last week, I was in a parade and I hopped in the truck while we were moving it around to line up. And the gentleman who was in the truck with me was like, this is the first time I've ever had a congressional candidate in my truck. And I said, is it weird for you? He said, is it weird for you? I was like, absolutely it is. When people call me the future congresswoman, I think it's weird, so this is, if you want to spend time to see that we're real people, this is a great way to do it.
So. Thank you, Victoria. I appreciate that. Do you want to plug?
You're welcome. I do want to plug. Hey, guys, I have great news. My friend Afton Bain won the primary for Tennessee's congressional district for the Democratic Party. So we have a progressive candidate running in Tennessee's District 7. So you know what I'll be doing. I will be devoting all my time to helping my friend out. So if you are in any other state and you want to help, that link is in my bio. Go there, help us, write postcards, sign up to phone call, text bank. If you can't donate, these are ways that you can give back to our campaigns with not spending a dime. You just use your man hours, which is money, because we need it. Campaigns cost a lot of money. And if you can't donate money, donate your time, because we need it. And that's how we flip seats. And guess what? When we flip her seat, it's more likely for your friend here that we're going to flip my seat in 2026. So we need to be working together. There are 700 people in here, almost 800. If you want to help out, that is a great way to do it. 2026 is going to be vital to flipping seats, and we need that. And I would be remiss without saying I am a candidate for U.S. Congress. I am almost 90% of my donations are small dollars donations. I saw the Savannah Chrisley thing. I got distracted. Yes, Savannah Chrisley is the pick for Senate when Marsha Blackburn does whatever she does. Anyway, back to me. I do not take corporate donations. I don't take APAC money. I am a small dollar. Every dollar goes to me. Donate to your candidates. Donate to them. We need your funding. We need your support. If you can't do that, like, share, and save. Do all the things to help boost us. And as always, stay hydrated. Vote blue. Steve, don't get stuck in a vice.
Yeah, get the hell out of here. I knew you were going to slide that in there. Thank you, Victoria. I appreciate that. And you know what? I was just thinking about this as Fish Trucker and Victoria were talking. Listen, if there's a member of your family, gentlemen, if there's a woman in your family, whether your wife, your daughter, your sister, and they want to go knock on doors, then you go with them. That's something that you can do. You can go with them as their wing person. You can go with them and provide a measure of safety. That's something you can do. We're all talking about doing something. And that would be something you can do. Just a quick reminder. I think I got Ryan. I think I got Linda. Yes, I got Linda. I appreciate that, you guys. $40 left in our daily goal. Maybe we can bang that out before the end of the show today. Here's some sound from Tom Emmer. Tom Emmer is a membership of the leadership committee in the House of Representatives. And this is what he had to say regarding the No Kings protest that we were just discussing. Hold on a second.
One thing. This is about one thing and one thing only: to score political points with the terrorist wing of their party, which is set to hold, as Leader Scalise just commented on, a Hate America rally in D.C. next week.
Friends, I want you to know something here, that Tom Emmer is telling us the quiet part out loud. When you go and protest and you show up in opposition to what we're seeing, that proves the love for your country and or your desire for your country to be better. I'm sure lots of people want to know, Sharon, but no, I'm not going to say that out loud, because I will absolutely become bright red. When you go and you protest, when you go to volunteer, when you go to door knock, when you go to call bank or whatever that might be, that shows your commitment to your country, good and bad or indifferent, right? We got a lot of fucking things we have to fix around here, but it's still our home. So them saying that to score political points with the terrorist wing of their party, let them think it. Who gives a fuck what they say? Let them think it. Who fucking cares? Do you think we give a shit? Do you think I care what Tom Emmer says? You think Tom Emmer's going to scare me? Does Tom Emmer scare you? Does Mike Johnson and his corn co-pilot, do they scare you? Don't let them. They don't want you to show up, which is why they're doing this shit. They don't want you to be out in the streets, which is why you got to do it. Mama, are you there? Mama Debs? I guess not. You can request again if you want to come up. My apologies, I didn't get to you sooner. I see you, Drew. Hang tight. Yeah, go to DC if you can. It doesn't even have to be DC. Just go wherever you can. Hi, Debbie. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you, Steve?
Fine, thank you. What's on your mind?
I had a question for you. How do you think Trump is reacting to losing the Nobel Peace Prize?
Well, I haven't seen a statement come out over Truth Social yet. We started the show with that today. His White House spokesperson said this, and this is the quote. Hold on a second. I can tell you the quote from the White House Communications Office, which was, let's see. President Trump will continue to make peace deals ending wars and saving lives. He has the heart of a humanitarian, and there will never be anyone like him who can move the mountains with sheer force of will. The Nobel Committee proved they place politics over peace. So, there you go.
Sure, he does.
That's all I have.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm sure he's a little angry. I have not seen a post on Truth Social yet at all on that topic. He had he's posting, but nothing specific on that topic. But I'm sure
waiting to see it.
Me too.
I'm waiting to see it.
Me too.
Have a good day.
You too. Thanks, Debbie. Appreciate you very much. I think we have Drew's in the box. Yep. Remember, friends, tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, right here, Facts After Dark. Songs that pump you up. Hey, Drew. How are you, buddy?
Steve, I have a serious question to ask you, buddy.
Ask, my man. Ask.
Will you be my accountability buddy?
You're gonna have to stand in line. Sorry. There's a waiting list now. But I mean, listen. Hey, if that just means more
any secrets in this group.
If that just means more opportunities for a little fun, then sure, sign me up. No problem.
Can I just point out how weird it is that conservative men feel like they need to assign someone to be accountable for them?
That's a good point. Especially your
you
17-year-old kid.
Exactly. I mean, you enjoy being held accountable. You have your mods that keep you in check and everything. But the main thing is that you hold yourself accountable. Mm-hmm. And the only reason that you listen to your mods is because you hold yourself to a certain standards. And you want to make sure that you're doing the right thing, you're saying the right things. And it seems to me like it's not so much like holding each other accountable on their side. It's having somebody there to cover up for you when you screw up.
Yes, and I'm afraid of my mods, so there's that too.
I don't blame you for that. I'm a little. I try to be very nice so I don't get myself in trouble.
see, they bite. They bite. I nibble. There's a difference. There's a big difference. I'm just saying. But you're right, though. I mean, I think it's it's personal accountability. And we never see. Think about what we see. I mean, it's a sign of maturity or whatever else, but we never see people that we speak to in these spaces ever willing to admit that they're wrong. Very, very rarely when it happens. Very rarely. I mean, has the president of the United States ever admitted that he was wrong once about anything? Of course not. So
not that
he's their leader.
No.
Nope.
Yeah, I kind of go back to the conversation that you had with Tank earlier, and I've been watching you for a long time, and I've been watching lives for a long time, and there seems to be like there's always like a change. To the core, they're always the same, the MAGA callers, but there's always like a change in strategy. It seems like, and it always seems like they all do the same strategy at the same time. And the recent thing seems to be every time you have somebody come up that's MAGA, and I'm not going to lump everybody in the same group, but it just seems overall. Sure. The one thing that they like to say is, "Well, I don't agree with Trump on everything, but I voted for the man." They always try to kind of distance themselves and then go right back to the points anyways. And that's what, if somebody were to have dropped in just right at the moment when you invited that gentleman in, they would have thought, oh, here's a rational person who's talking about rational things. Oh, gun reform is great. Yes, we want gun reform. But what I enjoy about watching you, Steve, is that it goes back to the accountability. The first thing he said was, well, I'm a Trump supporter, and then he started just kind of snowplowed right over that concept there. We got a level set on a few things. Okay, yes, we do want to discuss pew-pew reform. We do want to discuss things like that. There are important issues, but if I'm sitting down with somebody who's going to all of a sudden just drop slurs, we're not going to get anywhere. That's where the limit is, and that's where that's what I appreciate about your live is that you level set right off the bat. You say, okay, I do want to discuss these things, but if we can't come to terms on just basic humanity, then what's the point? Because any kind of resolution we come together with pew-pew reform, you're still holding those biased views and you're still holding that, and it's going to be slanted one way or the other. So it's so wild to me because to see it's just, like I said, if anybody would have watched that man for a couple seconds, they would have said, oh, here's a rational guy. And you went right to the heart of it. And as soon as he's dropped that slur, you were like, nope. Done. You were willing to have a conversation, but until he said that, no. That's where it stops.
Exactly. I mean, and I appreciate you saying that. I mean, we made that decision a long time ago. I mean, that's why we had a really interesting conversation with someone yesterday about, you were probably in the live for it, about how this person has a desire to try to connect with more MAGA voters. And I'm thinking that's great. And that if that's your mission, then that's great. I'm not going to actively seek that out. I'm going to target people who are disenfranchised by democracy, apathetic, don't show up to vote, feel disenfranchised. That's a group of population that I want to go after. I've just made a decision that I'm not going to, because I don't, why, if I don't tolerate, slurs and bigotry in my own personal life, why would I expose people in our community to it? Right?
Oh yeah, that call fired me up yesterday, and there was another thing that this gentleman today said. He kept talking about, well, I got to win my election. It's not a team sport, and we say that all the time. It's not a team sport. If the Republicans were out there fighting for human rights, we'd be sitting here talking about supporting Republican candidates. But the fact is, correct. You say it all the time. We're public transportation. The ones who are making the progressive changes right now at this point in history are Democrats. If that changes in 5 years and all of a sudden Republicans are the ones fighting for kids getting free lunches and all that stuff, that's what I'm going to vote. I'm not a part of a team.
Correct.
It's ridiculous to me.
Correct.
But you do a great job every day. I missed you on Wednesday. I had the AC guys back again, and I felt like empty that day. I just want you to know I just felt lost the rest of that day because I missed the show.
Well, thanks, buddy. I appreciate you saying that, man. Thanks a lot. You're a good supporter. You're a good friend, Drew.
No
Thanks
problem.
for being here, pal.
Have a great weekend, everybody.
You too. See you later. This just in. Vladimir Putin declares the Nobel Prize has lost its credibility. Says President Trump has worked to solve complex problems in decades-long conflicts. Quote, there were cases when this committee discussed the Nobel Peace Prize for people who have done nothing for the world. Is the current leader of the USA worthy or unworthy? I don't know. He really does a lot to solve such complex problems. Crises that last for years or even decades. He sincerely aspires for this crisis in Ukraine to be resolved. Again, think about this. Vladdy, the zaddy, complimenting Trump. Trump will, I guarantee it, within the next hour or two, I guarantee it, he will acknowledge that on Truth Social. He'll take a fucking victory lap, and his supporters will be like, you guys see that? Fucking Vlad. Vlad said Donnie should have won the Nobel Peace Prize. Yeah. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. The Russian president, the war criminal, the guy that has unalived his own citizens, the guy that has disappeared fucking journalists, the guy that doesn't give a fuck about, that violate war crime after war crime after war crime after war crime, trying to glaze, well, he doesn't even have to glaze the president. All he's going to do is say something nice to him, and Donnie will give him whatever the fuck he wants. Meanwhile, the person who actually won the Nobel Prize, their name again, I don't think I saved it. A true democracy freedom fighter. A person who stood up to the Maduro regime, defended the rights of others, a human being, a person who cared about humanity, the citizens of her country. Machado, yes, Miss Machado, exactly. And Vlad, the fucking daddy, the war criminal, says, yeah, Donald, listen, this what I'm going to do. Donald did not win Nobel Prize because he didn't deserve Nobel Prize. But I will make a statement. I will say, oh, the Nobel Prize committee fucked up. I will make a statement. I will go public. I will glaze him. And then eventually he'll give me even more. He'll offer me things that I don't even want. You watch. I'll get phone call on Kremlin desk. I will get offers of all kinds of things because all I need to do is say nice things about Agent Krasnov. It's a fucking game. That's it. That's it. Like, what? Okay. We've got time for a couple more things here. Is this okay? Is that the transcript? Whether this is the transcript. Whether the current president of the United States is worthy or not worthy of the Nobel Prize, I do not know. But he is really doing a lot to resolve such complex crises that have been going on for years or even decades. He sincerely aspires for these crises in the Ukraine to be resolved. Trump, is definitely making an effort and working on these issues, on achieving peace and resolving complex international affairs. The clearest example of that is the situation in the Middle East. On the Nobel Prize Committee's credibility, there were cases when this committee awarded the Nobel Prize to people who've done nothing for the world. In my view, those decisions have done enormous damage to the prize's reputation. These remarks align with the video clip. Yeah, whatever. What the fuck? Jesus Christ. Like, really? That's how far the bar has fallen now, right? That Vladimir Putin is the arbiter as to what constitutes someone who should be the recipient of the Nobel Peace Prize. It's not the prize for glazing. The fuck? Got time for one more guest. God damn, it's fucking wild. Ooh. You know, a participation drill. He's going to make his own. They're going to make their own. That's what's going to happen. He's going to commission some white nationalist artist, and they're going to make their own. They're going to make their own. It's like you make yourself your own trophy and you give it to yourself. Right. He's going to make his own. They're going to create a new. They're going to create a new peace prize. They're going to call it whatever. There are people in his circles that want to rename. Did I see that? I did. I think I pulled that story, as a matter of fact. Hold on a second here. Hold on. I think I did this. All right, yeah, so here you go. This was published on Newsmax. Trump shouldn't just win the Nobel Prize, it should be renamed after him. Yep, that's what they think. Hold on, I'll play the sound once the commercial plays. Again, this is on Newsmax, don't forget. Like, what the fuck are we doing? My God. Here we go. Hold on a second.
Literature, economics, and peace. Now, I have no idea who should win the first 5 this year, but I do know, without a doubt, who deserves the prestigious medal for his direct role in securing peace between Cambodia and Thailand, Azerbaijan and Armenia,
oh, you mean Albania?
Pakistan and India,
nope,
and Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Nope.
Next Friday, he's going to meet in Alaska with Vladimir Putin in
the
hopes of brokering a deal to stop the carnage in Ukraine.
Right, which he didn't do.
And let's not forget about the Abraham Accords.
Right, which he didn't sign.
Normalize relations between Israel and the UAE,
no, he didn't.
Bahrain, Sudan, and Morocco, with plenty of more countries to come. Of course, I'm talking about Donald J. Trump.
Of course you are.
A global peacemaker who promised, if elected, to end conflicts around the world.
Yeah.
Now, Trump has proved that America has the muscle to prevent a sadistic regime in Iran from getting a nuclear bomb it would most assuredly use one day against Israel and probably the United States. But Donald Trump has proven that our country once again has the credibility and prestige to also choose the pen instead of the sword.
Okay.
Now, look, I've been fortunate to have known Donald Trump for quite a while. And yep, playing a round of golf with him is as fun.
Are you on the list? Maybe you are.
Fun as you think it would be. And by the way, he can hit the hell out of the ball.
Oh.
And I'll never forget election night 2016 amidst the celebration at 3 a.m. when the new president-elect walked the rope line and somehow in that moment asked me to thank my mother for writing him such beautiful words of encouragement throughout the campaign.
What?
For a brief moment in 2014, we almost ran against each other for the GOP nomination for New York governor. He chose not to run, and personally, I was happy because he would have crushed me.
You got crushed anyway.
But imagine for a second if he became governor of New York.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he would have made New York great again, no doubt. But he may have also been on a different path. Never to go down the escalators in 2015.
Oh God.
And like the movie It's a Wonderful Life, Hillary Clinton would have walked into the White House for 8
Merry Christmas to everybody.
Years.
Sorry.
How different, how much worse would our lives, our country, and the world be today? God had bigger plans for him, and he nudged a bullet away from Trump's head to make sure. Donald Trump is like...
Yeah, okay. I think this gentleman, I don't know who this is. I think his name is David Kaplan, maybe. He's a Newsmax talking head.
Godzilla marching through Tokyo knocking down everything that does this nation harm and prevents us from being the best we can be.
Right.
America's back on its feet again and roaring because one man refuses to back down.
What?
When it comes to defending America.
What?
Our culture and our opportunities.
Really?
Donald Trump is the most consequential president in our lifetime, possibly in our country's history.
Okay.
He's only been in office for about 200 days this term, and his accomplishments are far, wide, and undeniable. With all that he needs to focus on here at home, and he has, he's closed the border, he's made us safe, comes to defending America, our culture, and our opportunities. Donald Trump is the most consequential president in our lifetime, possibly in our country's history.
It glitched.
He's only been in office for about 200 days this term, and his accomplishments are far, wide, and undeniable. With all that he needs to focus on here at home, and he has, he's closed the border, he's made us safer, he's got the economy humming again. He put a bullseye on anti-Semitism, discrimination, and protecting our children, born and unborn, from the butchers that would do them harm. And yet, while consumed with making America great again, Trump never loses focus on the suffering around the world. Hundreds of millions of people in faraway lands that we never think about now have hope for a better life because President Trump intervened. 4 U.S. presidents, Teddy Roosevelt, Woodrow Wilson, Jimmy Carter, and Barack Obama, have received the Nobel Peace Prize. Donald J. Trump should be the 5th when the prize is awarded December 10th in Oslo, Norway.
State media much? I have never in my life seen anything like this. Ever. A man who is incoherent. Water, sharks, magnets, trees, forests, giant faucets. It's a cult. It's state media. It's you wouldn't get that glazing in North Korea. I can't get past that stuff. It's just they can't help themselves. It's just wild. But how are you today? Hi. Are you there?
Hello?
Debs, are you there?
Yes.
Hi, Debs.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you, Steve? Morning, everyone.
I'm fine, thank you. What's on your mind?
Yeah, just a couple minutes. I wanted to talk about this. Who I target? I'm from a Caribbean community, and I've heard my people talk some crap about that they didn't vote because that election didn't. They weren't affected by it, and these are the people I'm targeting because they come to this country. They buy their homes, they create a home, they have children, and then they turn around and say they're not affected by it. So that's the brunt of who I'm going to target because there's a lot of us out there, a lot of them out there that didn't vote. And I know my people, and I'm going to do my work within that community. Once a month, I have a group. We call it our game night. And we talk about things, we talk about ideas, we talk about what's happening. And one thing we have decided on, we're skipping out and all the celebrations for the rest of the year in terms of, we'll celebrate them, but we won't spend our money on them. And whatever funds that we can accumulate by not spending on those things, we're going to find candidates to get behind and to donate these funds to. I'm in Florida, so that should say a lot. So, that's my plan. That's our plan right here.
I think that's great. That's an example of doing something, and if that works for you, then that works for your community, then I love it. So thank you for that. I appreciate you for jumping in today.
Yes. Have a blessed day. Bye.
You too. Thank you very much. It's a great example. That sound that we played from Newsmax, again, this was prior to the Alaska visit, obviously, based on the timing. This is where we're at. And don't forget what we got for 4 years from the right. Any kind of conversations about somebody saying something positive about Joe Biden, and all we heard was, well, What the fuck? All right. I think that's probably a good spot to stop. Mods, while I'm doing some little wrap up here, if you guys could let me know who we're going to raid. I want to remind friends that tonight, Facts After Dark, the return of FAD, 7 o'clock Eastern time. For those of you who are just finding us here, we do our politics and our news and our social shows Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. until noon Eastern time. And then on occasion, we'll do what we refer to as Facts After Dark. It's non-politics. It's just a way for people to let off some steam. We get spicy sometimes, oftentimes. But tonight is going to be like the sort of the soundtrack of your life theme. But what music or what songs in general pump you up for a variety of things, right? Whatever it might be. But that's tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern time right here. Okay, we're going to raid Olive. You guys know our friend Olive. Please go tell her we said hello. Thank you, friends. This has been a great week. We've really tackled a lot of really important topics. We've covered red pilling. We've talked about the manosphere. We've talked about the patriarchy. We are incredibly focused on making sure that we're going to call out the Epstein list as often as we possibly can. The fact that the MAGA Republican government shutdown is crippling families. The MAGA Republican government shutdown, taking food out of children's mouths. The MAGA Republican government shutdown, denying active duty military their paychecks. The MAGA government Republican shutdown, kicking millions of Americans off of health care, all so they can protect predators. It's that simple. I love you guys. Smartest chat on TikTok. Mods, you guys are the best in the business. Thank you very, very much. We're going to raid Olive. Tell her we said hello. Love you guys. See you tonight, 7 o'clock Eastern.